my daughter is being treated for leukemia. It hit me hard. It did. Being a girl dad, it really just melted my heart.
It changes everything.
You feel hopeless at that moment.
Once we got the first initial hit, it was just straight tears, sickness in your stomach, just don't want to get up out of bed.
There's always that statement, well, you got to look on the bright side of things. Tell me what the bright side of childhood cancer is.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works day after day to find cures and save the lives of children with cancer and other life-threatening diseases. Thanks to generous donors like you, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, so they can focus on helping their child live.
Without all of those donations, St. Jude would not be able to do all of the exceptional work that they do.
For just $19 a month, you'll help us continue the life-saving research and treatment these kids need.
No matter if it's a big business or just the grandmother that donates once a month, they are changing people's lives, and that's a big deal.
Join with your debit or credit card right now, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt that you can proudly wear to show your support.
Our family is forever grateful for donations big and small because it's completely changed our lives and it's given us a second chance.
We are not going to give up hope until every single patient has that opportunity for a cure.
You can join the battle to save lives by supporting St. Jude.
Now that I'm a mom, things are different. Verizon's different too. They let everyone in my family choose different plans. We get what we want and we save money. Love that for me.
Responding to emails takes time, but not with Grammarly. In a few clicks, Grammarly's generative AI drafts professional, relevant replies that sound like you. Download it for free at Grammarly.com.
If it's worth showing off, it's worth protecting. Add tech coverage to your USAA renter's insurance and help protect your electronics from accidents, spills, and more. Help protect your tech for less. Get a quote today.
So you found an awesome job post, but your resume is outdated? No worries. With Adobe Acrobat Pro's super easy editing tools, you can quickly make updates right in the PDF without needing to find the original Word doc. Just click what you want to modify, and in seconds, you'll have a resume that you can feel confident in. Now go land that dream job with Adobe Acrobat. Start your free 7-day trial now.
With the Amex Gold Card, every meal is a reward, earning you 4 times membership rewards points at restaurants and U.S. supermarkets. That's an opportunity in every bite, sip, slice, and scoop. Whether you decide to stay in or go all out, earn rewards on everyday meals with the Amex Gold Card.
Indeed, it is. The Premier League is back on RBTV, and today we have multiple fantastic contests ready to watch, and can't wait to watch it along with you guys. It's Brentford and Aston Villa, just minutes away from kicking off. As I say, welcome back to the Premier League on RBTV. It's been a minute since we did the Premier League or a stream like this. It's early in the morning, somewhat early in the morning here in the States, but it is two teams that couldn't find a win in week one. They searched for it at the community stadium in week two. I'm Robbie Basel, so happy to have you along with me for the entirety of this match. And of course, Arsenal against Leeds, the second match of the day. Kickoff is in just 4 minutes for Brentford and Aston Villa, the first game of our doubleheader. And there's a lot to talk about with both of these teams. Brentford, of course, losing to Nottingham Forest week one. Aston Villa getting that red card with Ezri Konsa, not getting a goal, but also not conceding a goal in a 0-0 with Newcastle. So both of these teams didn't get all 3 points. They seek that today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups before we go more in depth with our teams today. And we will start with Brentford. They go with Kelleher in goal. Back four. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. They have Lewis Potter. He starts at left back with Collins and Vandenberg, the center back partnership, with Michael Coyote out there on the right. Central midfield partnership of Yarmiluk and Henderson. Jordan Henderson, of course, coming on a free from Ajax this summer. Shed, Damsgaard, and Owatara. The men in the middle. In the attacking midfield with Igor Thiago is the lone striker for Brentford today. A couple of changes made from that team that went out and lost 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. This is how they will line up. And as you can see on your screen, Brentford, they're a team that lost their manager in Thomas Frank. You look at the team they have on the field. Player to watch is Mikael Damsgaard playing in the 10, very good on the ball, can pick out a pass really well. Pair him with a guy like Yarmiluk or Henderson, and that's a dangerous midfield if they can put it all together. They couldn't really do that against the good Nottingham Forest team last week. They're facing a slightly weaker Aston Villa team this afternoon or in the morning, depending on where you're watching this from. So it's a lineup that could cause problems, but they're going to need to be better in defense. They conceded 3 last time out against Forest, and including a brace to Chris Wood as the players are starting to walk out now. Brentford are actually wearing black, the red kits with the black shorts. We'll go more into the jersey colors and how the rest of the stream will work in just a moment. But before we do that, let's meet this Villa lineup. They have Emi Martinez, who got a clean sheet his first week back in the Prem. He starts in goal. Back four, Luka Dean, Tyrone Mings, Pau Torres, and Matty Cash. A lot of guys who have been here for more than a season. Boubacar Kamaran, Amadou Onana start in holding midfield. Attacking midfield trio of Morgan Rogers, Yuri Tielemans, and the captain, John McGinn. And, of course, the striker being Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins was not very effective week one. That's someone they're going to need to get going here in week two. As you see the full tactic on your screen. Now, a lot of creativity down the left-hand side. You got Luka Dean, who can pick out a pass really well. Morgan Rogers, who's very dangerous on the ball. They're going to need that left side to create some chances here today. Ollie Watkins, of course, we mentioned that striker, but watch out for Yuri Tielemans. The 2 10s in this game are very impactful. John McGinn out on the right. You know what he can do and score in those big moments. It's going to come down to Villa on the road. Sometimes they've struggled on the road. I mean, this Brentford team, when their defense is right, they were very hard to break down last year. Remember that Thomas Frank, their manager from last season, now at Tottenham, he actually got a very big win today as Tottenham were able to defeat Manchester City on the road at the Etihad, which was a crucial result for the top of the Prem. But you're focusing on how this Brentford team can play defensively. It's going to be the main focus will be on that front four. So I mentioned it. How will the other streams work? Like, how will we be doing the stream today? Well, of course, we have our scoreboard. It's going to go up, hopefully, right now. There you go. Brentford, Aston Villa. That's at the top of the screen. But additionally, we are going to have the other games that are happening right now. We'll try to turn one of them on. That is Bournemouth and Wolves. That one's deactivated, so you won't be able to see it. You have Bournemouth Wolves, and you probably saw the other one, Burnley Sunderland. Both of them are activated now at the bottom of your screen. So we will be following all 3 matches throughout the morning here on RBTV. Just waiting to see our game kick off here with Aston Villa and Brentford as they are underway in one of our other matches with Wolves and Bournemouth. They have started already. So they're in the first minute. They just got underway out there at the Vitality Stadium. So that game is underway as well. They're already into the second minute out there as brief moment of silence at the community stadium today. Brentford in the red and white tops with the black shorts. Keeper in the neon green. You can clearly see Kelleher with the way the colors are. Bournemouth very heavy favorites in that game against Wolves. Villa, who I originally thought were going to be wearing light blue, they're actually going in black. While Brentford, of course, as I mentioned, are in the red and the white. And it looks like we are ready to go here at the community stadium. Aston Villa will kick it off for us with Ollie Watkins, and we're underway here in the first game of our doubleheader, Aston Villa and Brentford. Ball hit up by Emi Martinez to the right wing McGinn. Flicked on by Tielemans in the direction of Watkins, but flicked on again by Onana. That will go all the way into the hands of Kelleher. Kelleher coming on a deal just over £20 million from Liverpool. This one's flicked in the direction of Igor Thiago, handled well by Tyrone Mings. Now Torres played back to Martinez. Now Pau Torres hit forward in the direction of Watkins, but solid defending there by Nathan Collins, who got the start at right center half today. Just getting started in all 3 of our matches. Burnley Sunderland were also got underway just a little over a minute ago as this ball's hit towards the opposite end line. Brentford might be through on goal, but nice defending there by Pau Torres. And it'll be a corner upcoming for the Bees. You know, it's a solid bit of work there. Actually, it was Alratara, the player from Burkina Faso, I believe. Actually, they're going to my apologies. They deemed it a goal kick, so it's played short to Martinez. High pressure coming from Brentford. There's Mings. Now Cash. Now back to Tyrone Mings. Escapes past Igor Thiago and is able to slow it down. All continuing to be passed around the back. Aston Villa 0, Brentford 0 at the GTEC Community Stadium. Here's Matty Cash for Aston Villa. Now it goes centrally. Oh, nice bit of work there by Aston Villa. And they're on the break now. They try to swing it wide to Luka Dean, but good interception by Brentford. And now they have numbers going the other way. It's a 4-on-3. It's wide on this near side. Trying to cut inside. Ball goes top of the box. Damsgaard goes wide to Schade. Damsgaard, top of the box. Damsgaard goes past 2. It's Mikkel Damsgaard, but it's just wide. It's a brilliant effort by the 24 in red and white. Evading defenders, and thought for a moment he might have been all alone, but not that time. It's a good effort by Damsgaard. Mikkel Damsgaard, 2 goals, 10 assists in 38 Premier League matches last season. Ball hit forward by Martinez to the near side with Luka Dean. Now centrally to Onana. Mings plays it to the right back of Matty Cash. So far, the best chance has been with Brentford, courtesy of Mikkel Damsgaard. Now it's at the 27 of Rogers, who looks like he's gone more centrally now. A nice interception there by, I believe it was Igor Thiago, but he's now lost the ball. Tracking back well there was Cash. And now it's with Tyrone Mings for Aston Villa. Here's Pau Torres, right near the halfway line. Villa really slowing things down. It's at walking paces. We just got confirmation of a goal in the another match. Bournemouth are off to a flying start. They have scored in the first half. It's a 6th-minute goal for AFC Bournemouth, a team that lost week 1 against Liverpool on the opening match of the season. They've got an early goal at the Vitality. It's Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0. Still 0-0 in Burnley Sunderland. That is a flying start for a team that lost a lot of talent, but they're still a high-flying side nonetheless. Back to our match. Ball over the top into the attacking third. Luca Dean tries to go with a cross, handled well by Nathan Collins, and hit out for a throw on this near side. So like I said, only goal in this second session of the day. It's Bournemouth who grabbed the goal in the 6th minute. Still 0-0 between the two newly promoted sides of Burnley Sunderland, and here with Brentford and Villa, not a lot happening so far. Best chance, if you're just joining us, was courtesy of Mikkel Damsgaard in about the 3rd minute. Throwing cleared away by Brentford. Now they have possession near side. A nice sliding challenge by Amadou Onana, as he's going to tackle Damsgaard and win a throw-in for Aston Villa. Villa throw it backwards, and Torres to Mings, and now Matty Cash. Cash still in possession. Into the Brentford half goes Pau Torres. Now Luca Dean likes to go back to Torres and swung over to Mings. Not a lot of attacking presence so far early on from Aston Villa. Remember, they are missing Ezra Konsa after he got a red card in the opening match of the season against Newcastle United. This one goes wide to the far side, but unable to handle it was John McGinn. And it's out of play, throwing for the Bees. Looking at the managers, Keith Andrews, in his first season at Brentford, and his first real coaching job back when he played in his playing days was his most appearances for mainly MK Dons in the early 2000s, along with in the late 2000s with Blackburn Rovers. 35 caps for Ireland. Last playing in the 2014-15 season as a player, but now in his first real managerial challenge with Brentford. Brentford hit it forward, but it's collected well by Aston Villa, and they hit it forward. They try to go centrally, but it's handled well by, I believe that was Collins. Now it's to the right back, Coyote. Ball over the top in the direction of the 19, Owatara. He tries to keep it in, but is unable to do so. And it's out over coming for Villa. So all of our matches we've seen teams try to find their footing. But in this current moment, it's been a lot more positive bit of play from the hosts in the Bees. High pressure coming from Brentford again, but able to escape was, for a moment, was Luca Dean and Onana. Ball hit out of play by the 6 of Jordan Henderson, out for a throw-in right in front of the Aston Villa technical area. It'll be taken by Luca Dean. Likes to go long to Rogers. Flicks it on, trying to connect with Tielemans. To the end line is Rogers, and able to handle it eventually. Wasn't the best clearance, not by a long shot. It's out for a throw-in on the near side, corner flag for Aston Villa. Good connection there with Watkins and Rogers. Tielemans, I thought, would get involved with that as well, but this is where Villa can be dangerous. A long throw upcoming. It'll be taken by Luca Dean. Dean goes long to the near side of the 6, flicked away for a moment, handled well again by Villa, through ball attempted by Tielemans, handled well for a minute by Damsgaard, but a second ball flicked in, punched away by Kelleher. To the top of the box, Cash goes wide, ball into the box towards the penalty spot, but it's handled well and headed away by Collins. Still with it is Aston Villa, though. They're able to get back possession. Long switch to the near side. Dean goes for a cross towards the top of the 6. Goes all the way through. Now John McGinn escapes the 18-yard box. Boubacar Kamara now on the ball. Drops it off to Cash. Now Kamara once more. Aston Villa have really grown into this game over the last couple of minutes, and they're starting to find a way to be a little more creative on the ball. Despite dominating possession, they've had the worst of the chances. 74% possession so far for the visitors. With it now is Boubacar Kamara. He has it once again right at the midfield line. Now Mings. Just slowing things down once again. Mings goes to Pau Torres. Now Mings again, and now you're starting to see a little bit of resilience from Brentford, trying to press and get the ball back. A fight between Pau Torres and Jordan Henderson, and it's out of play for a throw-in, and it's going to go Brentford's way. Jordan Henderson showing a lot of energy there defensively, and you saw his reaction. He was astounded that he was able to win that back. Throw-in for the Bees. Throw-in will be taken by Coyote. Tries to go short. That was intended for Damsgaard, but it's taken away only for a moment. But Villa are able to gain it right back, actually, with Boubacar Kamara. Correction, that was Onana, but he got taken down. Play continues. Coyote goes back to Collins. And all the way back to Kelleher, and he just hits it forward in the direction of Wissa. He flicks it onto Owatara. He might be through. Owatara might be gone. Big save, Onana. Correction, that was Martinez. Follow-up chances converted, and Brentford have scored. Great tracking back by Cash and Amadou Onana. But able to slot it home are the hosts. And Brentford have the lead. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. Let's take a look at this one again. Was everyone on side? It looks like they were. Gets flicked on by Igor Thiago, and Atsara, the native of Burkina Faso, was gone. First shot saved Martinez. Follow-up chance converted. He got past Pau Torres so easily. Initial shot saved, but follow-up was there. I was actually Mings, my apologies, was the one tracking back. But wasn't able to get all the way back in time. Poor defending there by Aston Villa. And the first goal they've conceded on the year is to the man to a man who is from Burkina Faso, and David Owatara, his first career goal as a Brentford B, and it is the hosts who have the lead here at the G-Tech Community Stadium as Dengo Owatara acquired this month for $57 million. As we have a player that is down, it is an Aston Villa player. Dango Owatara is the goal scorer as he found his way through the Aston Villa defense. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. I mean, the play starts as well with a good interception there by Brentford and hit forward by Kelleher, and it just handled so poorly. Able to finish it off was Danga Owatara. And Unai Emery saying, use your head, just calm it down. But he knows this could be a very interesting turn of events. A player that is coming off for a moment and actually be forced to be taken out of this game is the 44 of Boubacar Kamara. Not really sure what happened to him there, but looks like we're going to get a change. And it looks like you might see the 10 of Emi Buendia, who will be replacing Kamara. So an early substitution inside 16 minutes. Let's see what happened to Kamara there. It's looking like he got, it might have hurt. It doesn't look great. He might have stumbled and got hurt. The tackle there was by Yarmouk. Brentford immediately regained possession. They're pushing forward again with Kevin Schade on the left side. So immediately off the kickoff, Brentford get the ball right back. And we're pushing forward for a moment again. Play will stop for a moment as preparing to take the throw in. Will be Michael Coyote. Throw in taken long, heading towards the 6. Flicked away for a moment by Villa and then hit completely out by the Aston Villa defense. Ball put back, a long ball put back in the direction of the 6-yard box, but handled well by Emi Martinez. And now Aston Villa look to go on the break the other way. Pushing forward now, Tielemans goes wide into the 18-yard box with Rogers, but his cross was handled well by Damsgaard, and it's out of play. Corner kick upcoming for Aston Villa. Yeah, for those who are just joining us, we'll show you the substitution again. It's Boubacar Kamara out. Emi Buendia is into the match. Also, just as an update, the scores are the same as they were in the other two matches, as Bournemouth still have the 1-goal lead over Wolves at the Vitality, and it's still 0-0 at Turf Moor between Burnley and Sunderland. Cross, it'll be an in-swinging cross. Flicked on, almost an own goal, actually. But it was headed out of play. I believe that was Vandenberg who got it out. It was actually flicked in towards his own goal by Owatara. Very awkward moment there. But they'll try it again. A lot of players in the 6-yard box. More than usual. Ball flicked near a post, flicked on. Follow-up chances there, but it's headed away. Volley chance by Tielemans is handled well. It was a very high challenge afterwards. This could maybe be a problem. Tyrone Mings was the one who conceded the foul. A little bit of pushing and shoving afterwards. Lewis Potter might have caught a high boot by Tyrone Mings. We'll see how the referee handles this one. We'll take a look at it again. It's a very high boot in the head neck area by Tyrone Mings. Very clumsy challenge there by him. We'll see if there is a card or not. Initially, we haven't seen a signal for one yet. And it looks like we will not have one. So a clumsy challenge. The referee said, probably just gave him a warning, and play looks to continue. Hit forward by Kelleher to the far side, flicked on by Schade. Headed away by Luca Dean. Still on that far side. The follow-up ball was in the direction of McGinn, but it's out of play. Throw in for Brentford. Throw in taken by Lewis Potter down the left-hand side towards the corner flag. Battle for the ball with Igor Thiago and Tyrone Mings. It's going to be out of play for a throw. It'll be an Aston Villa throw right by that far side corner flag in the Aston Villa half. There's Ezri Konsa, who is serving his one-match ban for the red card that he got last week. Long throw down the line, headed out of play again by Brentford. Throw in Aston Villa, cash to take, down the line again in the direction of Watkins. Correction, that was in the direction of John McGinn. Watkins was also in the area. That's another throw-in coming for Villa. They go long towards the 18. Watkins battling for the ball in the corner with Yarmouk, but it will be the Aston Villa player who wins himself a throw-in, hitting it right off Yarmouk, right next to the corner flag. So they've gone from one corner flag to the other on that far sideline, and it's all been due to throw-ins. It's now a long throw opportunity again for Aston Villa upcoming. They still trail 1-0, courtesy of the Dango Uotara opening goal. Long throw towards the penalty spot, flicked away for a moment. A player is down in the 18. And it looks like a possible head injury. That was the initial signal. Not really sure who that is. Two Brentford players actually headed each other. It's a very, very different moment there. One of the players, I believe, was Vandenberg in the 4 for Brentford. Not 100% sure who the other player was. So play will be stopping for a moment as they are treating a possible head injury to two players. That is what we are waiting for, and that's why we're not talking about a match right now. Is currently waiting for play to resume. If you're just joining us now, make sure to like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Maybe leave a note in the chat. No, it's very early for our viewers who are mainly from the United States. One goal to nil in favor of Brentford. It's going to be a drop ball from about 30 yards away, and it'll be in an attacking position for Villa. Tielemans will be the one to restart play. Drop ball occurs. Tielemans goes wide to Dean. Tries to cut back inside, goes back to Tielemans. Centrally with Cash, now wide far side. It's the right side. Villa still have it. Buendia tries to get a cross in. It is out of play. Goal kick for Brentford. For those who have not heard the open, or just to reiterate, Brentford going from left to right, Villa right to left. 1 sub, 1 goal. The big thing so far, the sub. Boubacar Kamara leaving the game early. He was replaced by Emi Buendia, who couldn't keep that last pass in play. Flicked on by Shade on that left-hand side, but couldn't connect with Igor Thiago, and it goes all the way back to the feet of Emi Martinez as we have another whistle. Player was down for the moment. That was Matty Cash, who got tangled a little bit with Kevin Shade, and who is the 7 in red and white for Brentford. So they're forcing Cash to come off. Not really sure what that was about. So for a moment, Villa will be down a player. They've already had to make 1 sub due to an injury today, or would be considered an injury on FootMob. So play resumes, drop ball to Emi Martinez. And we are back underway once again. Villa, who've dominated possession, 76% possession, have had over 100 passes. Haven't had the best opportunities so far, and they turn it over again. Ball goes through towards Igor Thiago into the 18-yard box. Was for a moment a 2-on-2. Thiago drops it off Damsgaard. Top of the box, held for a moment by Brentford. It's back wide. Damsgaard across, tries to go towards the middle, but it's blocked by the body of Luka Dean. Excellent effort there by Luka Dean, by the way. Getting his body in front. I think that they're trying to connect with Igor Thiago in the 6-yard box. But nonetheless, it will be a long throw-in opportunity again for Michael Coyote. Throw-in taken long by Coyote, heading towards the top of the 6. Flicked on by Mings. Second ball flicked on by Owatara. Next shot from Jordan Henderson, but it's blocked. Nice work to get his body in front there by John McGinn. But it will be a corner. I believe the first one upcoming for Brentford. Yeah, it was John McGinn who got his body in front that time. First ball headed away by Mings, but Brentford were able to get possession back right away. Again, almost a shot on target. It's actually the second corner upcoming for Brentford. It's a low cross, headed away by Aston Villa. Jordan Henderson will try to keep the play alive, connects with Damsgaard. Ball into the box, headed away by Pau Torres. Ball still in play, is actually going to go out for a corner. So it'll be the third corner of the first half upcoming for Brentford. And it'll be taken by Mikel Damsgaard once again. If you're looking for stats, Brentford lead in shots 6-1, despite having only 24% possession. Low cross, trying to get flicked on by Shade. Follow-up chances high and wide. Wasn't struck very well by Yarmouk. It'll be a goal kick. Nothing really happening in any of our other matches so far. Only 2 goals across the 3 games. In our game, it was Dango Uwatara. Got the scoring started for Brentford. Aston Villa trying to build up an attack to try and find a response. Here's Onana. Spins away from Igor Thiago for a moment. Now connects with Tielemans. Now Torres back to Tielemans. Swings it over to Matty Cash, far side. Here's Cash on the ball once again. Over to Mings. Now Pau Torres. Brentford dropping really, really deep and playing very compact, but are now trying to push forward a tiny bit. Here's Cash again. wide McGinn, trying to connect with Ollie Watkins, but nice defending there by Vandenberg. And another bit of good defending there. Excellent challenge by Yarmouk, I believe, is the one who got the challenge done. And Brentford are able to clear. They try to find Igor Thiago, but it's intercepted by Mings, and he just goes back to Martinez. Now Pau Torres. Dean. Torres once more. Goes all the way back to Emi Martinez. Pau Torres again. Rogers. Tielemans. Over to Onana. Nice interception there by Brentford. It was shot at that time, but Brentford can't hold possession. Igor Thiago couldn't hold on to it. He took someone down as well. Advantage played, and Aston Villa are really flying forward. Crossing by Cash, blocked, or rather deflected. Trying to keep it in with Kelleher, but you won't be able to, so it will be another corner upcoming for Villa, their third of the match. And they're really pushing forward for that's the one thing we've noticed is that numbers were flying forward there from Aston Villa when they had that advantage. It started off the right with Cash. Numbers were in the box. Good defending there again. Lewis Potter was the one who blocked that cross, or rather deflected it. Unlucky there from Kelleher, who really sprinted out of his box to try and keep that one out of the 6 to keep that one in. Another in-swinging ball incoming for Aston Villa. It'll be from the far side. Ball towards the top of the 6. Headed away, Collins. Follow-up chance! But it was blocked out of play and hit out of play for another corner. That was a well-taken strike. Not sure who was the one who hit it. But a very good block. It was Tielemans who hit it, but it was Schade who denied him. We head into the 31st minute. Less than 15 minutes to go in the opening half. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. Now another in-swinging ball. Oh, no, they played short. Tielemans, top of the box. Here's a strike from the top of the box. Big save, Kelleher. Follow-up chance, a scissor kick attempt, but it got blocked. McGinn had it for a moment. Brentford trying to push out of their box, but Aston Villa retained possession. But my goodness, another good opportunity there for Villa. Long switch in the direction of Rogers. Headed away by Coyote. But Brentford unable to retain possession once again. But a big save. The first one really needed by Kelleher in this game. He's able to just go down to his left. There's a little bit of a what we'd like to call a kick save that time. Here's a ball over the top. Morgan Rogers in the 18-yard box. His low cross blocked, hit out of play Collins. And it's out of play, I believe, for a throw-in. Collins is actually appealing for possible offside there, but a well-timed run by Morgan Rogers has gotten Aston Villa this throw. Dean likes to go back to Torres. Good ball over the top in the direction of Luka Dean, but it's a little too far, and it's out of play over the end line. Goal kick coming for Brentford. Let's look at this play from the top of the box again. It was McGinn who got the strike. Easy. It was a pretty difficult save. He was kind of screened, Kelleher was. Almost took a deflection. Kick save with the left foot. Follow-up chance. An ambitious one by Mings. Is going for goal of the day. And you gotta respect it at the end of the day, but might have been a little unnecessary. As we do have a player down, getting some treatment. It looks like on his right foot. If I'm not mistaken, that is the 7 of Kevin Schade. I can't confirm. In our other matches, we'll just get an update from around the league. Of course, the big result was Tottenham's early win against Manchester City on the road. But in our other all of our games so far today, it has been the home teams that have been dominant. It was Tavernier who scored the opener in the 5th minute for Bournemouth. But Wolves have got one real chance. It was Jørgen Strand Larsen getting a header earlier on, but it did not lead to a goal. It was Marcus Tavernier who scored the opener, and Bournemouth almost got a second in the 10th minute with Antoine Semenyo. But his left foot shot hit the bar. So Shado will head to the sideline, and we'll see him return hopefully soon, as we have a word of a big save. Actually, it was a big time save, I believe, from Dubravka of Burnley. Sunderland did have an injury with Daniel Ballard, as he had to leave the game early. It's still 0-0 between Burnley and Sunderland. Brentford get play underway again. They were under a little bit of pressure for a moment, but they have it still in their own half. Hit forward. The long diagonal ball by Lewis Potter. That's an excellent ball in the direction of Mikkel Damsgaard, but it's just a little too far. As we're inside the final 10 minutes now of the opening half. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. The Bees, with Dango Ouattara, got the opening goal. Villa have been trying to build up attacks to find a response, but haven't gotten that bit of flair in the final third so far. There's John McGinn. Right over the midfield line was Tielemans. Got dispossessed for a moment. Ball ping-ponging around central midfield. One back by Damsgaard. Elects to go to the goal scorer, Ouattara. He might have gotten taken down. Referee says no. Great defending there by the left back of Aston Villa. Now a player does go to ground. It is a foul against Brentford this time. John McGinn was the one who got taken down, and it'll be a free kick for the visitors. Let's see who was the one who made this challenge. Yeah, Luca Dean. We'll see if there was any contact. Ooh, Dean might have gotten away with that one there. There was contact. Referee might have thought there wasn't any, so the Frenchman getting the upper hand that time, but might have gotten away with one. Aston Villa are pushing forward now on the far side. Emi Buendia, the substitute, able to hold up play. Now Tyrone Mings in the back. Pau Torres still about 30 yards from goal. Torres goes back to Tielemans. Swung over to Cash. Wide now, Buendia. Buendia's trying to connect for a moment with the overlap of Cash. Keeps possession now, Onana with it. Connects back with Tielemans. Buendia. Now Matty Cash, his cross was deflected and out of play. We'll see the signal, possibly a throw-in. Not 100% sure what the signal was there. Nice defending there by Brentford once again. They've really been good on trying to deny those high crosses into the box from that right-hand side. Throwing upcoming for Aston Villa. It's a long throw towards the top of the 6, or in between the top of the 6 and the penalty spot. It was cleared away by the Bees. And we're going to get a whistle because the ball hit the referee. We'll see what the restart will be. John McGinn is arguing that it should be Aston Villa's ball because they almost had a chance at the top of the box, but from the looks of it, it might be going Brentford's way because they were the ones who cleared it. Yuri Tielemans and John McGinn are arguing their case, but it looks like they will not get it. And it'll be a restart that will go to, I thought for the minute, the feet of Jordan Henderson, but we'll see who will be the one to get the ball back. It looks like it will be Brentford, despite the appeals from John McGinn. So Brentford are going to restart it, but they're just going to hit it across the field. Thumbs up from Emi Martinez and John McGinn as play will resume in the Aston Villa half with their goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. Hit forward to the near side wing with Rogers. Luca Dean tries to connect the pass, but nice defending there by Jordan Henderson out for a throw. I like to go backwards to Torres. All the way back to Emi Martinez. Mings. It's on the far side now, Buendia. He still has it and likes to go for a small switch to Pau Torres. The build-up of play now happening on the near side, the left-hand side for Aston Villa. Now Tielemans. Torres. All the way back to Mings. All play happening now in the Brentford half of the field. As we're heading towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. Ball hit off of Mikael Damsgaard out for a throw-in for Aston Villa once again. It'll be Luca Dean to take this throw. It likes to go down the line towards Morgan Rogers, who plays it off of Michael Coyote. It'll be another corner upcoming for Villa. Still to come on RBTV, it is the second game of our doubleheader, Arsenal and Leeds. Usually these games on RBTV will happen on Sundays. Today we have a special Saturday doubleheader kicking off with this intriguing contest that has been nothing but intriguing other than the long period of stoppages. And there'll be another in-swinging cross, this time from the near side. Whipped in towards the front post, headed away Ouattara. Ball kept alive there for a moment by Villa, but able to intercept. It was Ouattara again. But winning it back was the tracking back Luca Dean. And playing it back to Emi Martinez that time was Tielemans. Aston Villa have 78% possession, but have been outshot 7-5 by Brentford and are currently losing on the score sheet by a score of 1-0. Only 3 total shots on target, but there have been good creative opportunities by both teams. But it was the ball hit over the top, and Dango Ouattara was through on goal, and after his initial shot was saved, was able to slot it home. Nice defensive play there by Brentford, and they're able to try and push forward down the left-hand side with Sade. Low cross in the direction of Igor Thiago, goes through the entire 18-yard box from far side to near side. Battle near the sideline with Pau Torres was Thiago, but it was won back by the Aston Villa center back. But there's another turnover. Dango Ouattara might be through again. Just trying to connect with Sade, but nice defending there by Mings. Aston Villa are going to hit it out of play. There will be another throw-in, but Dango Ouattara again almost had a chance at a second goal. It was an interception right at the top, right where the two lines intersect at the right corner of the 18-yard box. That's where the turnover happened. Ouattara took one touch and tried to slip through Sade, but it's out for a throw-in, taken by Coyote again. As we are having a stoppage, looks like something possibly wrong with the tracking system or one of the things on the sleeve of the assistant referee. Possibly could be a battery switch. Not really 100% sure, but that's what we have another stoppage for. As we're heading towards the conclusion of the first half. Ball put into the top. Long throw in towards the penalty spot. Mikael Damsgaard has it. It's Damsgaard! 2-0. Play restarted quickly. And it's Mikael Damsgaard who grabs the goal and has doubled Brentford's lead. The screen we have here in my dorm lagged a little bit. But all you needed to know is that it's a goal for Brentford. They have doubled their lead at the break. right before halftime. Hopefully, Emi Martinez is okay. Let's take a look at the last play. It's a long throw in. A lot of contact. That's what we saw, and that's what we came back with. What a finish, though, by Damsgaard. It was Vandenberg who actually hit Rogers into Martinez. But it looks like the goal might be disallowed. So we might have a check for a possible disallowed goal. And the goal's been disallowed. Okay, so no goal, says the referee. Goal taken back, and we're going to get a foul. And getting a brief chat will be Jordan Henderson. I'm going to play one more time. I mean, it's a good call looking back at it now. Seeing what happened, it was Vandenberg who I might have hit a player into the goalkeeper. Villa trying to switch up play, but nice interception there. Damsgaard again. It's felt like he's been everywhere the last couple of minutes. Aston Villa able to gain it back right away. And they're going to get a free kick. Taken down this time was Ollie Watkins. As our match has 7. Okay. 7 added minutes. So you heard the man, 7 added minutes to the end of this first half. Here on RBTV. Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. There was just a disallowed goal for Brentford. Long ball into the 18-yard box, flicked on. Ball still bouncing around the 18-yard box. Now it's at the top of the box, Buendia. And winning it back, though, was Owatara. And numbers are on the break the other way for Brentford. They have it on the near side. Held up for a moment. And Brentford is just going to be able to slow things down a tiny bit. Hopefully enough to where we can fix the other score bugs. With it for a moment there was Brentford, but an interception there by John McGinn. Onana. Now Torres in the attacking half once more. Now Luke Dean. Torres. Now Mings. Like to go wide. Mings again. Tielemans. It looks like Villa are trying to just get to the half at this point. Pau Torres. Watkins. Buendia. Back to Onana and now Mings. Tielemans. Rogers. Wide to Dean. Back to Tielemans, top of the box. Tielemans passing defenders. Yuri Tielemans goes wide. McGinn. McGinn lofted ball towards the back post in the direction of Watkins, but it's out for another corner. I mean, another corner for taking him from the near side. It'll be, looks at Matty Cash to take once again. Really a good fight there in the 6-yard box. Cross comes in, headed away for a moment by Brentford. Villa get it back with Cash. He gets taken down by Danga Owatsara. Now, it'll be a free kick upcoming again for Villa from a dangerous position. And it was a late lunge. Instead of what we like to call a late lunge by Verstappen, it is a late lunge by Owatsara. It'll be a dangerous set piece. It's pretty much in line with the top of the 18, but right way towards the near sidelines, about 2 paces off the near sideline. Ball comes in towards the penalty spot, flicked away by Brentford, kept in by Cash, but he tries to send one back in, but it goes into the hands of Kelleher. As we're 4 minutes into the 7 added here in the first half, Brentford trying to push down the far side. Schade dueling with Matty Cash. It's out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Brentford, a shoulder-to-shoulder that saw Cash hit the deck. Will result in a throw-in. As we know, one match has gone to halftime. As Bournemouth and Wolves are through 45 minutes there. With it being Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0. We'll talk about all the matches at halftime as well. Long throw-in taken by Coyote towards the 6, but it goes into the hands of Emi Martinez. 5 of the 7 added minutes gone. Martinez distributes to the right-hand side near the midfield line with McGinn. Now Tielemans. Nice build-up here from Aston Villa. Tielemans might have slipped through Watkins. Poor initial touch. Ollie Watkins! His shot blocked and out of play for a corner. It seemed for a moment like Ollie Watkins was gone. But no, it was a poor touch by Watkins. A nice block. I think that might have been Collins. Nonetheless, it is out for a corner. Nice work there defensively again by Brentford. They've looked really good, even in times where they're really under pressure. They've looked really good defensively. There'll be another corner. Taken from the near side, whipped in by Cash to the top of the 6, headed away. I believe that was Collins again. As we're into the final seconds of the 7 added minutes to the end of this first half. Ball flicked back in, headed on by Onana. Paul kept in play with Buendia, flicked back in towards the top of the 18. Very confusing bit of events here. Ball flicked back in towards Kelleher. And he's able to collect it, but a player is down in the 18. Look at that last play again. Everyone thought Onana was offside. Second ball flicked on towards Emi Buendia. Yeah, just a very confusing sequence of events there. So we're just waiting for play to resume once again. See the player who went down, not 100% sure who it is. Might have been Jordan Henderson, and it looks like it was Jordan Henderson who caught the follow-through of Pau Torres, who was the one who took that last shot. So we were just waiting for the drop ball to occur and likely the end of our first half. Ball is dropped into the hands of Kelleher. Is hit forward. Play will resume. I guess we're not done with this first half yet. The ball is in the direction of Igor Thiago. But flicked on by Villa, and the ball is regained by Brentford. All the way back to Kelleher, who just hits it forward again. And that will do it for our first half. It was an early goal that started it all for David Owatara. That was the moment that started our game and started everything. It was an early goal by Owatara. My face cam will be gone for a second, but we'll talk the entire first half when we return on RBTV. Stay with me here. Welcome back to RBTV. Is Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0, David Dongo Owatara. My apologies. Keep making that mistake for some reason. Is the goal scorer. He is the difference maker here in this first half. As Brentford surprisingly lead at the break against Aston Villa. And we're just taking a quick look at the highlights. This was the goal that was disallowed. Martinez took a hit Also getting a good hit on the ball was Mikkel Damsgaard, but his goal got disallowed. And it is Aston Villa 1, Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, as you can see from the scores from earlier. Real quick, let's take a look at all of the scores from today so far. The big story over the last 24 hours was the 5-1 between Chelsea and West Ham. We're taking a look at the highlights. This was the goal from Bournemouth. A nice interception and slipping through, a great finish that took a deflection, but they won't care. It's Tavernier, 1-0 for Bournemouth. There's a nice feed. I believe that was Semenyo, who, if that was Semenyo, 2 goals, 1 assist in 3 halves of football for Semenyo. He's been excellent. Second chance here. It's Semenyo again, but his chance was off the bar. He almost grabbed his 3rd goal of the season already, but Wolves were able to get 1 chance. It was really with Jorgen Strand Larsen who was able to get the best opportunity for Wolves, but it's still only 1-0. Bournemouth leading at the Vitality. Burnley and Sunderland. This was the best chance, I believe, in the first half. It was a opportunity for Sunderland right in the 6th, but able to deny an opportunity there was Dubravka. And like I said, we had a little bit of pushing and shoving at one point. And maybe getting away with one there. What was Burnley possibly getting away with? So high contact to the head, both of them. Both players getting a yellow card, it looks from at least one player getting a yellow card from the looks of it. But not a lot happening in those matches. In that match, it being 0-0 between Sunderland and Burnley. And of course, our match, the goal from WIUR being the difference. Looking around at the rest of the scores, big story, Chelsea, who went behind at the London Stadium yesterday, getting the job done with 5 consecutive goals from 5 different players as they went out and destroyed West Ham. Manchester City, the story of this morning, they played a team that barely has their logo, who that you can barely see on the screen, but it's Tottenham who got the better of the former 4 consecutive champion Manchester City side, as it was the visitors who got a 2-0 victory. So biggest stories of the first half. That's what we'll talk about first. Let's start with our game. And it's possession. It's a lot that could have gone wrong, but hasn't gone wrong, if that makes sense. That's where we are with this game, because at one point it felt like, this game could have gone, it could be 1-2-0. And I would agree with that statement. But in this current moment in time, there's not a lot that you can do for either team. Yes, there's stuff you wish you improved on, but there's still a lot of time in this match for Aston Villa to go out and grab an equalizing goal. So there's still an opportunity right now for Brentford to possibly blow it, but I wouldn't describe it like that. I would think of it as more of, well, we haven't been in control of this game very much if you're Brentford, but you've had the goal courtesy of Ouattara. You almost had a second courtesy of Mikkel Damsgaard, the goal that was disallowed. So there's definitely a lot that you could say has gone right for Brentford, despite some of the stats not giving them a lot of leeway, particularly the possession numbers. They have less than 30% possession in that first half, which is, in a word, impressive. So there's some things that if I'm Brentford, I would want to switch. But particularly for me right now, the one thing I would definitely want to switch is the lack of possession. It's unbelievable that they only had 30% possession and are winning this game right now. On the flip side, for Villa, they were in this game from the get-go. They started really slow, and that's the one thing that's been hurting them. Build-up at times has been slow. Their whole bit of play has been slow, and it's really cost them at times. Real quick, we're going to look at the Man City-Tottenham highlights. This was, I believe, the first goal. It was in the 35th minute. Tapping it home was Brendan Rodgers, this is Brendan Johnson, who grabbed the goal. It's too early in the morning for me. This was the second goal. Terrible play by Trafford. Able to tap it home. is João Palhinha. Yes, we love a good bit of João Palhinha here. We love João Palhinha on this channel. But it was a big reception for Thomas Frank's squad that was in the news for a lot of wrong reasons this week after the fallout with Eberechi Eze. And it's Tottenham who get the surprise result at the Etihad. One man who didn't get the best result at the Etihad, who got a great result at the Etihad last year, was Mikel Arteta. We'll see them and his side of Arsenal against Leeds. And I just got confirmation that our special guest will be here. And it's a man, a good friend of mine who loves football just as much as I do. And he will be here for, I believe, the majority of our contest that will be coming in just about an hour and a half. So how it's going to work is the stream will end once this game ends right away. I'll quickly try to put a lineup thing together, and then we'll go. That's just what it is. We probably won't have the really cool bottom graphic because I just don't have the time. So, yeah, right at the conclusion of this game, we will immediately turn off this stream, get the second one fired up, and then we'll see how everything looks from there. So real quick, we have about 3 minutes. I don't know why the clock is still running. Let me fix that. There we go. All right. We're getting ready for the second half in our game. It's about 3 minutes away, which means, and yes, we are in the second half of our other games. So let's get those on. Already a minute or so into the second half between Bournemouth and Wolves. That game is back underway. We're waiting now for the resuming of play between Burnley in their match with Sunderland. But yeah, that match, there's been nothing. But you would kind of expect that. I don't know. That's like my thing. Like you would kind of expect nothing. That's a good look of. They're actually giving a great look at Eastlake Golf Club, almost the PGA Tour Championship, and the conclusion of the FedEx Cup playoffs. But no, who's been finishing well? Danga Owatara, who had got Brentford on the board. After his initial shot was denied, he was tapped home in the end. And it is Brentford. Why do they have 5 red cards? I just noticed that. How did no one in the chat write that? They have 5. I didn't notice that till now. Chat, what are we doing, bro? No one was going to comment about the... I mean, it kind of blended in, but like, yikes. Really smart chat. Big ups to you guys. But yeah, you know, I'll mention this. Good to have the streams back. Good to have the streams back. I'm just texting one person real quick. Sorry, chat. I'm seeing if there's anything in particular that I missed in the news. Yes, we will be locked in for the Arsenal game later, chat. I will tell you that. If we're not locked in, then that's a problem. We just got word that they are back underway, actually already 2 minutes into the second half. Between Sunderland and Burnley. So that match is back underway. And we're just waiting for us to get back underway. And, oh, we just got word of a goal. Burnley have scored. Jesus Christ. Burnley have scored. It is a goal for Burnley. And Bournemouth almost got a goal themselves. So multiple games have changed. But just like ours, as we're back underway, the WIUR goal being the difference so far. Brentford now going. Oh, they have a foul, and getting clipped was Shade. And it'll be a free kick. Yeah, we'll just confirm the goal now. Burnley, for the moment, have scored against Sunderland. And it's Josh Cullen who has scored. So all three home sides are in the lead. Low cross in by Damsgaard, held onto by McGinn. Ball at the top of the 18 for in Villa's half. Partially cleared away, not all the way out. Nice interception there by Brentford. Is Ouattara, who's now on the left-hand side, at least for the moment, having a little bit of a scrap and taking down McGinn. Was their Burkina Faso player and our goal scorer as he concedes the foul. Free kick for Brentford. Josh Cullen getting a goal. And we just got a red card. Boos in the chat. We got a red card. That's what they were showing us. It's a red card. I don't have the sound effect that would work. We do have a red in the other matches. So we'll confirm that all who got it in just a second as Aston Villa have restarted play. Damn, it's all kicking off here now. I love this. But Wolves are a man down. Aston Villa are pushing up down the left-hand side, but it's out of play for a throw. In the attacking third, nice work there by Luca Dean to push forward, trying to connect with Watkins, but it'll be a throw-in to Aston Villa. Tony Harrington is our referee. Just for those who are not paying attention, or since it also wasn't mentioned earlier. Here's Pau Torres in the Brentford half. Goes to the midfield line with Mings. Goes through the back line with Cash. Only one change from the starting 11s. It was Emi Buendia, who came on to replace the injured Boubacar Kamara. Low ball in the direction of Watkins, dealt with by Brentford. And Kelleher is just going to hit it all the way forward. Headed on by Cash to the goalkeeper in Emi Martinez. So all of our games are really picking it up now. Like, I don't know what the hell that was about. It was Toti Gomez is off. That is that player that got sent off for Wolves. It was Toti Gomez, the captain, who got sent off in the other game. Back to us. John McGinn has it right side. Connects with Buendia. He's pushing forward quickly. Buendia is able to connect. It's Morgan Rogers, but it's dealt with well by the Brentford defense. Rogers had a good chance on goal, but I think it might have been deflected out of play for a corner. Excellent build-up down the right-hand side with Buendia. Finding Rogers, but it was dealt with well. The ones coming in with a sliding challenge was Michael Coyote. And it'll be a corner upcoming for Aston Villa. It'll be an in-swinger from the far side, taken by Matty Cash. Taken short. Getting past one Tielemans. His low cross dealt with by Coyote. Out for a throw. Getting a trip and getting called for the foul was Dango Ouattara. He's been called for a lot of fouls today, as well as being our goal scorer. was very late into a challenge on Luca Dean. Free kick upcoming. Stay tuned for the second game of our doubleheader. Arsenal against Leeds. 12:15, that stream will begin, with the broadcast beginning at 12:23. Free kick will be taken from the far side. About just in line with the top of the 18. Flicked in through the entire box. A player might have gotten taken down in the process, not 100% sure. Ball kept in for a moment by Villa, but we'll see a late whistle. John McGinn was the one who tried to keep that ball in, but it will be a throw-in. I think it will be going to Villa. So it will be a long Aston Villa throw, taken by Cash, heading towards the penalty spot, flicked away by Brentford's Vandenberg. Ball back into the box, headed along by Mings, kept alive again, but Brentford have dealt with not one ball, but two. Kept alive again, Buendia. Going to the wide areas now is McGinn. Ball looks for a long switch with Rogers. Overhead kick attempt, but it's high and over the bar by Emi Buendia. Let's go to this whole play again. McGinn able to get a lofted ball in, flicked on by Rogers. Buendia goes for the overhead kick. It wasn't close. Ambitious effort there by Emi Buendia. And it's out of play for a goal kick. And it's cleared away again by Keller. It's heading towards this near side, headed out of play by Aston Villa for a throw. There's Unai Emery, who's seeing his crew be in a tiny bit of trouble. Trailing 1-0, but they've been the better side here in this second half. All thrown in, but cleared away from a moment, but held onto by the Bees. They trying to connect a bit of play with Coyote in central midfield, but it's taken away by Rogers. He's showing his physicality in footwork. Excellent work there by Rogers, but a little bit too much. And taking it away was Michael Coyote again. We've seen this battle happen all over the pitch. Rogers and Coyote still going after it, but eventually being called for a foul was the Brentford fullback, rather. So it looked like he might have switched sides. Now he's still playing right back as listed on what I know. From what I know, play is underway again. Luca Dean on the far side has it. Tries to go with a low cross, but the pass he got was a little bit too far out in front, and it's out of play for a goal kick. The distribution here in the second half, though, has been remarkable from Aston Villa. They've really been able to build up a solid bit of play. It's a lot of danger. It's not a lot of dangerous passes in terms of getting dispossessed. It's dangerous passes, that meaning the buildup has been really good. They've had a very solid first 15 minutes, and they're going to get another. They get the ball right back again as Kelleher clears it forward, but again, winning the first ball was Aston Villa. They still trail this game 1-0. Here's Rogers. Buendia. Emi Buendia pushing forward. It's Emi Buendia, but his shot goes low and wide. Again, it's the middle of the pitch. Tielemans this time helping with the build-up with Rogers. Able to find Buendia. Quick turn. And tries to go with a low screaming shot to Kelleher's right. It was a good effort, but just a little bit too far and ambitious. But Emi Buendia, ever since he's come on, has been very dangerous especially since the back end of the first half and the start of the second half. It'll be Kelleher to clear, as we just got word of a yellow card. We'll confirm for who it's for in just a second, as Brentford are going to get called for another foul. They're starting to get a little bit frustrated, Brentford are. Going to ground was Tyrone Mings. Igor Thiago took him down. And it'll be a free kick for Villa. It was Kelleher who got the yellow. As for delaying the restart. Nice interception there by Coyote, but his through ball was too far for Igor Thiago and will go over to the end line for a goal kick. Aston Villa have almost 80% possession in this game. They've outshot Brentford 10-8, but they only have one shot on goal, and it was dealt with well by Kelleher. He made a save moving to his right. Back to the play again. Villa building it up well. Here's Emi Buendia. Likes to go wide. Pushing forward again is Watkins. Watkins might be through to the top of the box. Onana shot blocked. Excellent work there by Collins. Getting taken down from behind right afterwards. And getting a yellow card for the efforts was Onana. He thought he timed it perfectly, but we'll see that in a second. But another bit of play, of great buildup of play. And again, it's with Emi Buendia. Onana's shot blocked by Coyote. And it's a little bit of a, just late, I think, was the tackle on Jordan Henderson. Yeah, it was just a tiny bit late from Onana. So yellow cards starting to come out now. We really didn't have any in the first half. Vandenberg for Brentford, right at the midfield line near side. Ball over the top, trying to keep it in will be Igor Thiago, but he's just too far for the Brazilian striker, and it's out of play, goal kick. The other matches, the scores are the same, with Burnley getting that shocking goal over Sunderland right when our game was about to go back underway, and it was Bournemouth's early goal off of the turnover and finished off by Jacob Tavernier from Nelson Semenyo. Brentford really pushing forward. Instead of playing a low block, they'd gotten really high up the pitch. Weird fact to know, total passes, Aston Villa 315. Brentford 78. Complete difference in terms of possession and buildup. But the only thing that's mattered for the Bees so far is that they found a way to sting their opponent in Aston Villa at least once, as we're going to get another foul against Villa. It was a good clearance by Kelleher. But getting called for another foul was the right winger in Ouattara, as he was going for a flick, an unnecessary flick, but got the face of Luka Dean. Here's Amadou Onana. Torres to Dean. I'm interested to see when we'll start seeing some subs come in for Villa. Remember, they already lost one sub, and they brought on Emi Buendia earlier. Here's Cash. Mings. Rogers. Nice interception there by Damsgaard, but he was trying to do a little bit of a 1-2, but with Jordan Henderson, but it was too poor pass by the signing from Ajax, and Aston Villa have it back once again as we're nearing the hour mark in this match. Aston Villa go wide to Dean. They go inside Tielemans, wide to the near side McGinn. McGinn tries to go top of the box, Onana. His low strike is handled by Kelleher. It was low and to Kelleher's left, but he was able to make a fairly easy save. Onana didn't get great power on it. Play resumes with a bit of a scruff down the left side with Lewis Potter, but as he got taken down, but he does win himself a throw-in. It looks like Aston Villa are preparing 2 changes, possibly. We'll confirm about who they are and where they will be playing in just a moment. Brentford are on the ball with Coyote in their own half. Collins, Vandenberg, lofted ball over the top in the direction of Lewis Potter, dealt with well by Mings. Now McGinn got away with that poor pass as Tielemans, who dropped a lot, was able to keep it away from Damsgaard. Here's Matty Cash. Goes back again to Emi Martinez. Someone was mentioning earlier how it's felt like Emi Martinez has touched the ball more than Brentford has the entire game, and they might have a point with that. With how the disparity of play, the difference in the styles of play. Emi Buendia pushing forward right-hand side, ball taken away by Sade, but another nice interception by Matty Cash. Onana. Cash. Near side with McGinn. Here's Cash once more. Swung over to the far side, Torres. Dropping a lot has been Tielemans. Mings. Cash. Now with Mings. Mings still with it. Swung over to Torres. Tielemans. Onana. Mings. Not a lot happening in this type of a match. Swung over to McGinn. McGinn speeding up play. Onana tries to keep a hold of it, but gets taken away by Damsgaard. Counterattack might be on, but another poor touch by Brentford. It was Uwatara again. Trying to counter, the initial counter was Tielemans. Now Cash, wide to McGinn. McGinn lofted ball, headed on by Rogers, but it's too high. Wasn't a bad effort there from Morgan Rogers. He was rising above the Brentford defense, but couldn't keep it down as our score remains 1-0. Good ball in by McGinn. Not headed very well by Rogers. We'll see our subs. One player coming off. It looks like it's Luca Dean, and he's replaced by Ian Matson. Other player coming off is Onana, and he is replaced by Mallon. So a very interesting sub. So 2 good players in Mallon, along with Matson, are on, replacing Dean and Onana. So Daniel Mallon is on. So 3 changes have now been made by Aston Villa, and they get it right back. Mings hits it forward, headed away by Collins for Brentford. Now Coyote. Down the line goes Brentford again. Damsgaard keeps it in. Tries to connect with Owatara. They might have a man through. It's Igor Thiago, but coming out of his 6-yard box, was Emi Martinez. First signs of life in the Brentford attack in a little while. But it's dealt with well by Martinez. Has the right ball, though. Trying to connect with Igor Thiago. Any less on that ball, and that could be the second goal for Brentford. Remember, they've had a goal disallowed already. Very interesting moment there. Pau Torres with it for Villa. As we head to the final 25 minutes plus stoppage time to go. We probably won't have as much as our first half. Remember, if you weren't here, if you're just tuning in late, we had 7 added minutes at the end of the first half due to multiple injuries. Poor pass by Mings, intercepted initially by Henderson, and winning it back now is the 18 of Yarmoliuk, excuse me. And Brentford are just able to clear it forward again. Aston Villa get the ball right back. John McGinn, who's gone more centrally, has it. McGinn. Long switch to Matson, who's just come on for Villa. Torres. Extra ball, Buendia. Nice tackle initially by Coyote. Play continues. Cash. Wide, near side, Mallon. Low cross, dealt with well, trying to keep it in play and will be able to, is Yarmoliuk, as he just hits it forward in the direction of Thiago. But nice work defensively again. It's Matty Cash who gets that challenge. Torres. Wide to Matson. Inside Tielemans. Over the top towards Rogers. Not dealt with very well. Buendia had it, but it gets taken away and cleared away by the Brentford defense. Tielemans has it, and he goes all the way back to Martinez. Now Mings. Tyrone Mings on the ball. Likes to find Cash. Still wide with Mallon. Now back to Cash on the near side wing. Swung over to Tyrone Mings, and play has been really slow in the last couple of minutes from Villa after they were really pushing forward before the substitutions were made. Mallon, Cash, all on the near side. Back to Mings, who is more centrally. Is Mings again. McGinn, centrally a Rogers. Now Tielemans. Wide to Matson. His low cross dealt with initially by Yarmoliuk. Kept alive by Villa for a moment, but Rogers couldn't get it. Now Brentford are going on the counter the other way. Numbers are on the break now. It's Uwatara, the goal scorer. Elects to go to the switch towards Sade. There's a number of players in the box, but not really. And Sade's cross goes high and over everything, and it's out for a goal kick. Plenty of players in the box that time, but it was really just all Aston Villa's defense. They couldn't concede a second in that situation. As we're going to get a substitution for Brentford. That'll be the end of the day for Jordan Henderson. As he's replaced by Onyeka. There's another change being made, I believe, as well. If I'm not mistaken, no, it's only one, at least for the moment. Is Frank Onyeka, who replaces Jordan Henderson in holding midfield. So Brentford have 4 substitutions with 2 windows to go. As this one's hit forward, dealt well with initially, and getting taken down, a little bit of a reckless late challenge, was John McGinn. The ball was hit forward. It was a nice bit of build-up by Villa again, but really late to the challenge after a not great first touch was John McGinn. I'm just trying to fix something. Something happened with the timer. I don't know why it's behind. As we're into the 70th minute of our match. Brentford have the ball once again. It's back with Collins, Vandenberg. Now Lewis Potter, who just knocks it forward in the direction of Igor Thiago. He outmuscles Tyrone Mings, but Mings recovers well. Is able to deal with that ball, at least for a moment. Rogers streaking forward, but nice work defensively there for a moment. But Brentford get the ball back with Michael Coyote. Moving forward was Damsgaard, and he gets taken down. This could result in a yellow. Yeah, looking at Damsgaard here, we'll take a look at the last play. It was Tielemans. Got called for the foul. It's just a late, reckless challenge by Tielemans. An unnecessary tackle at that. So it will be a set piece opportunity. It'll be, so the set piece will be from the far side, whipped in low, headed away Tielemans, but Brentford are able to keep possession with Yarmoleuk, who looks for a ball towards the back post in the direction of Uwatara, kept alive by Damsgaard to the opposite side, the near side of the 6, headed away well, bicycle kick clearance by Emi Buendia. So Brentford are able to get the ball back after the clearance, the acrobatic clearance by Buendia. It's Yarmoleuk to Kelleher. Hit forward towards Igor Thiago, who got taken down by Mings. Play continues as Matty Cash heads it back to the goalkeeper in Martinez. They roll it out quickly to Mings. McGinn hit forward towards Watkins, drops it back to Buendia, pushing forward now Mallon far side. Mallon with it. Looks like he's gone from the right wing to the left. As we have 17 minutes to go plus stoppage time. It's still the goal from Owatara that got this game to where it is. Rogers, poor touch from him. One back by Lewis Potter. As this one's knocked out of play for a throw-in. As there is a player down, this could be a little bit worrisome. It is Ollie Watkins who's down. Yeah, a little bit. Let's see what happened here. It was with Yarmoleuk. And he's back up on his feet and moving around, which is a very good sign. But it looks like he might be coming off. Two players are preparing to come on. It is the 29 of Yvan Gasson, native of France, who actually replaces the guy who came on earlier, Buendia, which is kind of ironic. Actually, no, so they took off McGinn, so Watkins is going to have to stay in. So Bogard, the defender, the 21-year-old from the Netherlands, is on, along with Yvan Gasson. So Brentford take the throw-in. They try to go long, intercepted by Villa. With it, I believe, is Gasson. He loses it. Battle for the ball. Players hitting the deck. Brentford are able to clear. They try to go with a long counter, but it goes to the feet on the other side of the pitch of Emi Martinez. 15 minutes to go, and only 3 total goals across the 3 matches. All 1-0s. Here it is centrally with Villa. They try to go wide to the near side. Going back to the near side wing was Mallon, but that pass was too far for him. Pass there was there by Gasson. So it will be a throw-in for Brentford, as we have about 14 minutes to go. Owen taking long in the direction of Gasson. That's one back by Brentford, who they just hit it up and get it away. We're going to see a lot of that now, aren't we? So the players who came off for Aston Villa are McGinn, Kamara, Luka Dean, Onana, along with Emi Buendia, replaced by Matson, Mallon, Bogard, Gasson. Ball over the top in the direction of Cash, dealt with well initially by Lewis Potter, right towards the near side corner flag in the Brentford end. Nice defending there, though, by Brentford and hitting it forward just to get it away was Sade. Brentford still have it. They have it centrally with Damsgaard. They get the switch for Igor Thiago. He might be through. Igor Thiago, left foot shot, but it is well wide in the near post. It's not been a good day for Igor Thiago. He was the replacement in the short term for Johan Wissa, but it has not been a good game from the Brazilian striker again. Here's Morgan Rogers to Evan Gasson. Gasson still with it. He enters the 18 on the left-hand side. His cross was blocked and hit out of play by Michael Coyote, so it'll be a corner for Villa again. And Gasson has been really good in this game so far. In the couple minutes he's been in, he's been on the ball a lot. He's finding space. I'm really liking what I see from Gasson early on. Corner taken short, lofted towards the penalty spot. Villa keep it alive. Player goes down in the box. Play continues. Volley attempt by the 22 of Matson, but it's dealt with well by the Brentford defense, and a Brentford player gets taken down. Game taken down was Uwatara, and it'll be a free kick for Brentford. Ian Matson can call for the foul. As we have a second change coming on. We'll see who it is for. It is Aaron Hickey, the fullback, is replacing Sade. Correction, Aaron Hickey, the midfielder, is replacing Sade, and they're going to get another midfielder in. It's Jensen. Matthias Jensen, the native of Denmark, replaces Yarmouk, who is really good in this game. You got to give him credit in holding midfield. So 2 changes come on for the Bees. They'll have 2 changes left with 1 window to do it. Aston Villa are out of subs inside the final 11 minutes. Ball hit forward towards Thiago. He knocks it down. They try to go to the switch towards the 19, but it's dealt with well by one of the new players on the pitch, Bogard. Finds Rogers, who's under pressure immediately by Uwatara. And Brentford get a takeaway, but immediately winning it back was Ian Matson. Tielemans. Now to the right-hand side with Rogers. Centrally to Watkins. Watkins might be through. Watkins is almost went to ground. But it's kept alive. Bogard with it. Watkins. Bogard. They have to shoot it eventually. Cash. Bogard slips through Rogers. But good defensive play there by Lewis Potter. Ball flicked in and able to collect it is Kelleher. Big work there by the new goalkeeper from Ireland. The 26-year-old just collects it and clears it away, trying to connect with Uwatara down the left-hand side, but it's too far. Down for a throw. You throw it all the way back to Martinez. Connects with Torres. The other matches, not really anything happening there either. So we're really going to just focus on us for now. Morgan Rogers connects with Mallon. Could this be a moment for Villa? Mallon almost psyched himself out, but he keeps possession. Almost lost it for a moment. He connects with Cash on the overlap. It's a ball into the top of the 6. Overhead kick attempt by Mallon. But it's cleared away by Brentford. A lot of overhead kick attempts. I don't know what the hell that's about. Brentford just trying to survive and hold on for 3 points. Mings. Torres. Back to Mings. Bogard. Wide to Matty Cash. Here's Bogard again. Bogard connects again with Pau Torres. Centrally in the attacking third. Everyone is in this half of the field other than Emi Martinez, the goalkeeper. Mallon, Rogers. They need something here. Could this be it? Rogers, no. Good takeaway by Brentford. Nathan Collins was the one with the steal. Horrendous pass by Igor Thiago, but getting called for a foul was Villa. Trying to play quickly was Brentford the other way with Collins, but it was nowhere near where the free kick needed to be taken. As it looks like we might be seeing Brentford's final changes being prepared. Not 100% sure who they are yet. Just as a quick update for folks at home, Burnley, who got a shocking goal, are leading against Sunderland, a Sunderland team that won their opening match against West Ham. Brentford get Sunderland next before the international window. A win like this could give them a little bit of confidence heading into a game like Chelsea. But they still have to worry about Villa first as they're streaking down the right side. Matty Cash with it, but good tracking back by Lewis Potter. And it's just cleared away by Brentford. It was headed down by Bogard. Taken away again by Brentford and getting a yellow card. After taking down Lewis Potter was that Aston Villa defender. It was Bogard. And he receives a yellow. It was late. It was reckless. Insert term here. That's what that was from Lamar Bogard. As we're going to get our last 2 changes now in this game. As coming off is the goal scorer in Uwatara. As we take a look at this goal one more time, he straight. It was the ball over the top. Initial shot was saved and blocked by another defender, but he was able to tap home the second effort. And he is replaced. It's WIUR who comes in for Coyote. And it's Rico Henry who replaces Uwatara. So Uwatara is off. Cleared by Kelleher into the Aston Villa 18, but dealt with by Evan Gasson. Rogers, Torres, back to Morgan Rogers. Hit forward towards Mallon. So both teams out of subs. You don't have to worry about that for the rest of this game. As one of our matches is about to head into stoppage time, that is Wolves and Bournemouth. But here in our match, not a lot happening now. Aston Villa are going to have to push forward for that goal. Over the top in the direction of Matson, but just a little bit too far, and it's out of play for a throw. That time that ball was hit by Tielemans. We'll see what the stoppage time numbers are in our matches on the bottom of your screen. We're not 100% sure what they are yet. But one match is into stoppage time, and it's Wolves and Bournemouth at the Vitality. But back to us is a nice interception initially there by Watkins, but getting it right back was Nathan Collins, and it's just hit forward again by Kelleher. One back by Brentford's Thiago. Kept alive by Damsgaard. Now it's wide with Aaron Hickey. Ball over the top, trying to keep it in our Brentford, but nice defensive play there by Matson. Torres. Tielemans. They have to start pushing forward once again. Not a lot of time left. With it now is Torres. Wide to Evan Gasson. Nice tackle, though, initially by Hickey. Gasson keeps a hold of it. Still trying to get into the 18 or Aston Villa. They've been back down time and time again. A cross tries to go into the box, but it's blocked and out of play by Damsgaard. Gasson. After the throw-in, now Tielemans. His ball into the box, headed away by Collins. It's back out to Torres. Now back over with Tielemans. We do have a word of a second goal in another match. We'll tell you who it's for as someone has doubled their lead. We'll focus on our bit of play here for now. Matson. Mings. Mallon. Aston Villa keep holding the ball up in the center of the pitch. The center region of the pitch towards the top of the 18. Now it's wide far side Gasson. Ivan Gasson dribbling past defenders. Gasson low cross. Dealt with well and cleared away. Rico Henry was the one, I believe, who initially dealt with it. But it's out of play for a throw. By the way, the goal in the other match, it was Burnley who has grabbed the second against Sunderland. So already two of the predictions from yesterday are not even close. As Tottenham and Burnley are the two to flip the script, the two that played each other last week, I had doubts about both of them. Well, both of them are likely going to grab 2-0 results today. Trying to find a result right now is Villa. That crossing by Matson was dealt with and cleared away as there's a player down in the box. And it's Nathan Collins who is down for Brentford. Matson with a good ball in. The ball just hit Collins square in the face. So we are about to enter the 90th minute. So we're into minute number 90. We'll see how much. Hit forward by Kelleher in the direction of one of the attacking players. 5 added minutes to the end of our game here. Good low ball. It's right into the 6-yard box. Player taken down. Igor Tiago got taken down. Martinez came out with a brave effort. Let's take a look at this play one more time. Damsgaard had the ball bouncing around. I mean, I would assume that actually the flag probably had to have gone up. Very weird moment there. Play resumes once again. It was indeed called for offside. With it right now is Villa again. Tyrone Mings on the ball. As we're already a minute and change into the 5 added minutes at the conclusion of this match. Villa trying to push forward for a shock equalizer. Cash. Mallon. Back to Matty Cash. Essentially to Mings. He tries to slip through. I believe that might have been Ollie Watkins, but it's kept alive. Gasson, far side. Gasson still with it. Evan Gasson trying to do a ton of step overs, but he can't step around Aaron Hickey, who just hits it forward. And it's actually out of play. Possibly. Can't see really where the ball is. It's actually back with Aston Villa once again. Pushing forward left side, Tielemans. Excellent defending there by Igor Tiago, who's dropped all the way back to make that play. Down the far sideline, it was with Damsgaard, but he can't escape. Play rolls on again. Torres, long switch in the direction of Mallon. Headed away initially by, it might have been Rico Henry. Lewis Potter also there in coverage. As we're halfway through the 5 added minutes. Here in game 1 of our doubleheader. Brentford still leading 1-0, but only for now. Here's Cash, trying to connect with Rogers. Can't really do it as Lewis Potter hits it out. No, they say it was off of Rogers. It's out of play. Goal kick Brentford. You see the roar from the Brentford fans, the cheers of it all. The cheers and all as they're just minutes away from their first win of the season. After a frustrating 3-1 against Nottingham Forest, we did have one of our games go final, even though it says they're in the 98th minute. Wolves, we'll talk about that game in a second, as there's a foul on Yeka. We haven't said a lot of, got taken down. So we're into the 4th minute of added time. As our other 2 matches have gone final, Burnley has gotten the win over Sunderland, along with a brilliant victory for AFC Bournemouth. They got a little bit worrisome due to the lack of finishing, but they were able to get it done in the end. As it ends, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0. Back to us as we're into the final 30 seconds of the originally 5 allocated minutes of stoppage time. Brentford have it near side with Henry. He's sprinting forward down the left wing, heading towards the byline. Still with Rico Henry as he actually dribbles out of bounds, and it's out for a goal kick. 20 seconds to go. Aston Villa have to go forward quickly. Their slow buildup has not really worked for this type of match. Unai Emery's men are in serious trouble. Seconds remaining. Rogers tackled well And now pushing forward on the left-hand wing is Lewis Potter. He will try to dribble out the final seconds. Lewis Potter. Extra ball towards the young right back, the young fullback, and that is it. Frustrations when they played against Nottingham Forest have turned into celebrations the following week. A counter-attacking goal from Ua Tatara have gotten a shock result for the Bees. They're able to find a win in their home opener this season as Brentford Community Stadium erupts. All smiles for the red and white as they grab 3 points. The Brentford Bees find a way to grab only 1 goal. They weren't great in possession, but they'll take the 3 points nonetheless. As this game ends, Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. That is the end of the first game of our doubleheader. I will see you guys in about 15-20 minutes. Once again, it is Brentford 1, Aston Villa 0. I'll see you all for the second game of our doubleheader. Arsenal Leeds is next.